Your top stories this evening sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. UK government to work with small island developing states on climate resiliency, says High Commissioner Miller. International Business Conference attracts local business interest. Pigeon infestation at BV primary school sparks health fears. Politicians call for urgent action. Government to pursue compensation after damage to median leading to the new DEMERARA River Bridge. And in sport, BUSTA partners with PETRA organization for 6th annual Under-18 Schools Football League. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Travis Chase with the Wednesday, October 15 edition of the HGP Nightly News. Here's what you need to know this evening. With the United Kingdom being the lead in green infrastructure and climate resilience, British High Commissioner to Guyana Jane Miller says her country will be working with small island developing states to address issues such as climate vulnerability. Antonio Day opens our broadcast with this story.
As global investors focus on the Caribbean, Ghana, and Suriname, now dubbed rising anchors in multiple sectors including trade, energy, science, and technology, the government of the United Kingdom is turning its direction to working with small developing island states to address issues such as climate vulnerability.
And some years ago, an assessment was done across the Caribbean region, and we set up something called the Caribbean Infrastructure Fund, which is resources available to build resilient infrastructure across many of the islands, but also in Guyana.
During a panel discussion on the strategic partnerships for the regional development at the ongoing International Business Conference, IBC, being hosted at the Ghana Marriott Hotel, Ambassador Miller said the climate resilience has posed a challenge for many small island developing states. Miller also touched on cross-border infrastructures, such as the Linden-Mabura Hill Road, which will aid in significant trade relations in the South American basin.
In Guyana, we're working on the corridor that will connect the Atlantic to Brazil. And so we are working currently on the Linden to Mabura Hills corridor. It's a really important road because we know that trade corridors are important wherever they are in the world.
Ambassador of Mexico to Guyana, His Excellency Mauricio Vizcano Crespo, during discussions emphasized the importance of reducing market barriers, improving mobility, and fostering private sector growth.
Definitely, Guyana and Suriname are fundamental for the connectivity of the region. So new transatlantic routes could be opened with more ports, larger ports in Guyana and Suriname that could also connect us to markets in Africa.
The IBC was created to serve as a bridge between local ambition, global capital, visionary entrepreneurs, institutional investors, national economies, and international markets. Now in its third edition, IBC 2025 is geared at bringing together stakeholders from the Caribbean, Latin America, North America, Europe, and further afield. The conference nurtures partnerships across energy, infrastructure, manufacturing, ICT, logistics, agriculture, and financial services, ensuring that the region's private sector is equipped to thrive in a rapidly changing world. Tony Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
The International Business Conference remains a hub for global investment and partnership, particularly driving prosperity in the Caribbean and South America. Antonio Day spoke with one such local enterprise that is fully utilizing the event to market their services.
The exhibition floor at the 2025 International Business Conference, IBC, showcases a vibrant marketplace featuring a wide array of cutting-edge solutions, innovative technologies, and market-ready products from various industries. This space is specifically designed to provide maximum visibility and foster meaningful discussions and interactions, allowing businesses to engage directly with key decision-makers, industry leaders, and potential clients. Organizations can enhance their brand credibility in the Guyanese market and region by offering product demonstrations, networking, and informative presentations. Latoya Pereira, Marketing Associate of the Ghana Port Incorporated, during an interview with Nightly News, expressed delight at being a participant at the IBC.
What we do, we provide marine solutions. So if you have a vessel that needs repair, we can actually repair that vessel. And if you have plans to expand your fleet, then we can build you a vessel, whether it be a barge or a tug. Okay. And if you have ports that you're managing, we can deal with the dredging as it relates to port management.
Ghana Port Inc., established in 2019, capitalizes on Ghana's burgeoning oil industry. With the country's only 2,000 metric ton floating dry dock, measuring 80 meters in length and 60 meters in breadth, GPI offers comprehensive repair services including engineering, electrical work, and marine fitting. Companies such as Target Logistics Inc., ANI, and Integrated Global Services were also on display. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Antonio, for your reporting. In an effort to strengthen collaboration between the government and the financial sector, Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anil Nandlal on Wednesday met with representatives from the banking and financial sectors to discuss key legislative and regulatory matters impacting their operations. The story from Tiana Cole.
As a follow-up to meetings held with President Irfan Ali on Wednesday, Anil Nandlal, Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, met with members of the banking and financial sectors to address key legislative and regulatory concerns within the industry. The Attorney General was accompanied by Colin Crowe, Minister of Housing, Susan Rodriguez, Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, along with senior officials from both ministries. Finance Secretary Sukrishnalal Pasha, Registrar of Commerce Riza Manraj, and Head of the Financial Intelligence Unit, FIU, Matthew Langevine, were also in attendance. During the meeting, discussions focused on several important laws passed over the past 3 years, including the Security Interest in Movable Property Act 2024, the Electronic Communications and Transactions Act ECTA 2023, and the Condominium Act 2022. These form part of government's broader legislative agenda to modernize Guyana's legal and financial systems, promote ease of doing business, and support the country's rapid development. The banking representatives raised practical concerns about implementation of these laws, particularly regarding the operationalization of the Security Interest in Movable Property Act, the use of digital signatures under the ECTA, and the registration of the mortgages for condominium units. In response, the Attorney General provided clarification on these issues and emphasized the government's commitment to ensuring a smooth transition for all stakeholders. Agreement was reached on key timelines for the full operationalization of the Security Interest in Movable Property Act, while it was also decided that specific guidelines would be circulated to assist the banking sector in registering condominium-related mortgages. Nandlal also reminded the financial institutions that Guyana's anti-money laundering and countering the financing of terrorism, AML-CFT, rating remains high. Representatives from Republic Bank, Citizens Bank, Scotiabank, GBTI, New Building Society, Bank of Baroda, Demerara Bank, and the Bank of Guyana attended the meeting. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay with us. There is more news ahead. Welcome back to the HGP Nightly News. Our developing story, serious health concerns have emerged at the Betafawakting Primary School, where a pigeon infestation has left classrooms unsafe and students have fallen ill. Parents and community leaders are urging authorities to immediately close and clean the school, even as the Education Ministry says steps are being taken to address the problem. Jada June is on this story.
Mountain health concerns have gripped the Betafawakting BV Primary School following reports of a severe pigeon infestation that has left classrooms contaminated and students falling ill. The crisis affecting both the mainstream and special needs department has prompted a public outcry from parents, political representatives, and community activists alike. Distressed parents say the conditions at the school have worsened, with pigeon dropping covering desks, walls, and benches daily, even after repeated cleaning. A mother of 2 children attending the school expressed her concerns.
They're flying up around the children when they're eating and them kind of... It's not healthy for children.
Other parents are calling on the government to temporarily close the school until the problem is addressed.
We're begging, we are pleading. Please do something about it. It's not something now, it's something long. It's something since the last time the parents are asking for. This morning, one of the cleaner complains because she cleaned the glass. And then when she come this morning, there's pigeon poo all over on the desk, on the board.
The issue was first brought to the national attention by Hannah Mohammed, sister of the We Invest in Nationhood Win Party leader Azruddin Mohammed, who shared photos of the condition on social media.
The pigeon infestation has taken over the entire school. It is our duty to ensure that these are not the conditions that our children must be left.
She emphasized that the problem dates back to around 2015 during the APNU administration and urged current officials to treat the matter as a national priority. Our colleague Odessa Primus, the General Secretary for Win Party, also visited the site and condemned the government's handling of the matter.
We boast about being the fastest growing economy, especially when we boast about our infrastructural development. And it seems that on the same hand, we have no care or concern for our human resources, for our children.
In response to the growing criticism, PPP Representative Neville visited the school and offered a contrasting perspective, acknowledging some issues but insisting that measures are underway.
The Ministry of Education, as well as the RDC from before, will swiftly address this issue. The toilets are in working condition, they're flushing, the water coming to the tops, of course, have some amount of iron inside of them, as is expected.
Despite government assurances, residents and teachers say that the conditions remain unsafe. Parents report that children continue to fall ill and that classrooms are still being contaminated daily. The BV primary school situation has reignited national debate about educational infrastructure, public health, and accountability as citizens call for better oversight of learning environments across Guyana. While the Ministry of Education says work is in progress, parents and advocates remain firm in their plea. Jada June reporting for HGP Nightly News.
We tell you now that Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anil Nandlal has made it clear that the government will take a consistent and firm approach to addressing cases involving damage to public property. His statement followed last week's accident at the newly commissioned Barrett Jagdeo Demerara River Bridge. Tiana Cole is on the story.
1 week after the Barrett Jagdeo Demerara River Bridge was commissioned, a minibus collided with the median leading onto the bridge's eastern approach, damaging the structure and knocking over a light pole. The driver was hospitalized following the incident. During his weekly program Issues in the News on Tuesday, Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anil Nandlal stated that the government will act in an even-handed manner when dealing with such matters.
If we are committed to a course of conduct, then we are committed to it. And once we are committed to that course of conduct, then whoever it is, the treatment will not be different. Equal treatment is part of the constitutional protection accorded to every Guyanese citizen.
Nandlal explained that the police are currently investigating the matter and a report is being compiled. He said the assessment of the damage to the public infrastructure is ongoing, including the cost of repairs. Once the report is completed, it will be sent to the Attorney General's chambers, where a letter requesting compensation will be issued to the person believed to have caused the damage.
If that letter is not satisfactorily responded to, then other legal proceedings will follow. That is the approach which was adopted on previous occasions, and it yielded the compensation that was requested, and the public property was restored.
The Attorney General emphasized that no different approach will be taken in this case, reaffirming the government's public commitment to hold accountable anyone who wantonly, negligently, or recklessly destroys public property. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
On the police blotter, the police has requested information from the public regarding a fatal shooting at Middle Road La Penitence. The Guyana Police Force has launched an investigation into the shooting death of a man of mixed race, whose identity remains unknown. The incident occurred around 3:45 hours on Tuesday, October 14, 2025, along Middle Road, La Penitence, Georgetown. Police in a statement to the media said detectives arrived at the scene at approximately 4 hours and discovered the John Doe lying on his left side in a crouched position in a pool of blood. He was dressed in a blue long pants, a blue and white striped jersey, red boxer shorts, and black Nike slippers. Emergency medical technicians were summoned and pronounced him dead at the scene. A preliminary examination indicated what appeared to be a gunshot wound to the forehead with an exit wound at the back of the head. Crime scene unit ranks processed the area and recovered one spent shell, which was marked, sealed, and lodged as evidence. The body was taken to the Memorial Gardens Funeral Home, where it awaits identification and an autopsy. Investigators also observed CCTV cameras in the vicinity, which will be reviewed as part of the probe. The Guyana Police Force is urging anyone with information that could assist in identifying John Doe or advancing the investigation to contact the nearest police station or call 911. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. Stay with us, there is more news ahead. Thank you for staying tuned to the HGP Nightly News. The New York Tri-State chapter of the Bishop's High School Alumni Association has launched its 4th Student Conference and Career Fair in Georgetown. Our reporter has the highlight from day one.
The New York Tri-State chapter of the Bishop's High School Alumni Association officially opened its 4th Student Conference and Career Fair on Monday at the Herd Manston Lodge and the school's Carmichael Street location. Held under the theme, and I quote, "Navigating Your Future Beyond High School," close quote, the 4-day event aims to empower students with practical knowledge, mentorship, and exposure to a diverse range of career opportunities, higher education pathways, and personal development tools. Throughout the day, students participated in a series of virtual and in-person sessions, a vibrant career fair, and engaging team-building activities designed to enhance communication and leadership skills.
I just want to urge you to take this opportunity to connect with people and to ask as many questions as you possibly can.
A major highlight of the day was the speed mentoring session, which pairs senior students with professionals and alumni mentors representing a wide range of fields from law, medicine, and engineering to the arts, technology, and entrepreneurship.
What stood out most to me was the incredible diversity of options that were presented.
President of the alumni chapter, Sharon Thomas, explained that this year's conference has expanded significantly with a greater focus on emerging technologies, AI, and employment readiness skills. Wanting to not only spark the curiosity of students, sessions were also geared at creating spaces for meaningful conversations. These students also expressed what they learned.
With what I've learned from these workshops, it has allowed me to apply to my daily life the skills that I've learned for my development and for my future.
The conference also includes a virtual component, allowing students to connect with over 60 presenters from around the world covering topics such as career development and employment skills, STEM, sports and athletics, business, arts and humanities, health and medicine, and personal development. Headmistress Ms. Shandina Welcome Lee expressed her gratitude to the alumni for their continued support. Co-chairs of the Conference Planning Committee, Joanne Davis-Valls and Janice Davis-Tree, lauded the planning team and the presenters for their dedication. They emphasized that the new mentoring sessions would enhance students' experiences and deepen their understandings of various career paths. The conference concludes on Friday. Jada Drew reported for HGP Nightly News.
The National Research and Extension Institute NARI commissioned 2 transformative facilities dubbed game changers in Guyana's agriculture sector. The composting unit and the bait production unit are the new additions to the NARI compound. Marvin Cato reports.
Guyana continues to celebrate Agriculture Month 2025 with the commissioning of 2 transformative facilities at the National Agricultural Research and Extension Institute NARI, marking a significant milestone in the agricultural sector. Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa attended the commissioning ceremony and emphasized the importance of investing in the agriculture sector.
We want to do sustainable farming, and we have built this vermicomposting unit. I hope that we could make full use of it.
The new composting unit and bait production facility are designed to strengthen Guyana's commitment to climate-smart agriculture, promoting innovation, sustainability, and community empowerment.
If we want improvements in agriculture, we want sustainability, and we want to see sustained production. Therefore, science and technology is very important.
In addition to improving soil fertility, managing pest control will now become more effective and easier since the need for chemical importation will be locally produced. The composting unit is a practical approach to producing natural fertilizers using specific types of worms, such as red wrigglers, to break down organic waste into nutrient-rich soil. This demonstrates NARI's commitment to eco-friendly alternatives to chemical fertilizers.
The objective was to ensure a consistent, high-quality source of organic compost to sustain NARI's nursery and field operations.
The ant bait production facility serves as a practical and scientific response to one of agriculture's persistent challenges in Guyana, pest control. This process involves the increased production of ant bait formulated with attractants that, when taken back to the nesting sites, significantly reduce the colony's population at its core. The facility is equipped with a semi-automatic mixing and pelting system capable of producing approximately 30,000 packs of bait per year, a game changer for the local industry. NARI aims to reduce dependency on imported products, promote integrated pest management, and support farmers with sustainable solutions to protect their crops by investing in such facilities. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Marvin. Passengers and crew members of the SH Vega cruise ship, which docked at Port Georgetown on Wednesday, were given a Guyanese welcome. Marvin Cato was there, and he reports now.
So I'm the Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce in Georgetown.
That was the Honorable Susan Rodriguez, Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, who met with the captain and crew in a relaxed and welcoming atmosphere. They were greeted, which followed by an exchange of gifts to commemorate the occasion.
I learned today from the pilot that we are the first cruise ships this year.
Minister Rodriguez, while receiving a brief history lesson of the ship, assured the passengers and crew of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity of enjoying the best ecotourism product in the world. On board are 75 passengers and crew. Some embarked on a tour around the Garden City with plans of visiting the majestic Kaitro Falls. The Ministry of Tourism is in preparatory mode for the highly anticipated Gaia Expo, and this visit ties into what the ministry is looking to garner by enticing foreigners to come and experience what Guyana has to offer.
Have you seen Starbuck Market?
Not yet.
Okay, you will do. It's just up here. It's about quarter of a mile.
The Ministry of Tourism, Industry and Commerce continues to push the development of the tourism industry, with the hotel industry rapidly increasing and occupancy being improved. Guyana is poised for takeoff, and this will only serve well for the future of our tourism industry. Marvin Cato reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for regional news.
Good evening and welcome to Wednesday's edition of the Regional News. A U.S. strike on a boat off the coast of Venezuela on Tuesday killed 6 suspected drug traffickers. President Donald Trump said the latest such operation in recent weeks. The strike is the most recent example of Trump's efforts to use U.S. military power in new and often legally contentious ways, from deploying active duty U.S. troops in Los Angeles to carrying out counter-terrorism strikes against drug trafficking suspects. In a post on Truth Social, Trump said the strike had been carried out against a designated terrorist organization, but he did not provide any details on which group. Quote unquote. Intelligence confirmed the vessel with trafficking narcotics was associated with illicit narco-terrorist networks, Trump said, without providing evidence. Supreme Court Justice Alexander D. Moraes ruled on Monday to keep former Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro under house arrest. Bolsonaro has been under house arrest since August for failing to comply with restraining orders related to his alleged attempts to persuade U.S. President Donald Trump to interfere in an investigation where he was accused of plotting a coup to remain in power after losing the 2022 election. The former president was later convicted in a separate case of plotting a coup and sentenced last month to 27 years and 3 months in prison. Trump has called the case a witch hunt and retaliated by imposing steep tariffs on Brazil's exports, sanctioning the judge overseeing the case against Bolsonaro and taking away the visas of several Brazilian officials. In the weeks following Bolsonaro's conviction, his legal team formally requested his release from house arrest, saying he had not been charged in the investigation that led to his detention. Justice Moraes rejected the defense arguments, ruling that the house arrest was quote-unquote necessary and appropriate, as Bolsonaro's continued freedom posed the risk demonstrated by his conviction and repeated violation of precautionary measures. At least 14 miners were killed after heavy rains caused the collapse of a gold mine in southern Venezuela, authorities said. Local officials said the incident occurred near the town of El Calo after days of torrential rain weakened the tunnels, trapping dozens of workers underground. Emergency teams from Venezuela's National Risk Management System rushed to the site and began recovering bodies from multiple collapsed shafts. The rescue operation remained ongoing. So far, 14 bodies have been pulled from 3 separate tunnels, and officials warned the death toll could rise as poor weather hampers rescue efforts. Safety experts said the collapse highlights the dangerous conditions in informal mining operations where heavy rainfall and lack of safety measures pose severe risk to workers. Mining is a key source of income in Venezuela's southern region, but frequent accidents underscore the lack of oversight and weak infrastructure in the sector. Authorities said an investigation has been launched to determine the cause of the collapse and assess the stability of nearby tunnels to prevent further incidents. The Venezuelan government pledged to improve safety standards at mining sites and to strengthen disaster preparedness in vulnerable regions affected by seasonal rains. Thank you for watching. I am Tiana Cole.
Delvin Neblet now joins us with HGP's Sports Pulse.
Good evening, Guyana. I'm Delvin Neblet with your HGP TV Sports Pulse for today, Wednesday, October 15, 2025. Action resumed in the Georgetown Football Association Senior Men's League 2025 with 2 fixtures at the Police Sports Club ground Ivleri on Monday. The first match was a 3-0 victory for Beacon FC over Venji FC, as player of the match Sunil Logan scored a brilliant double and Anthony Awo Abrams also scored once in a winning effort. Match number 2 was an intense 2-2 draw between the North Stars FC and the Motherland FC. Player of the match Jocelyn Dean was superb with 2 goals for the North Stars, as the Motherland's Lonsdale George and Wainwright Adams each scored 1 goal. Also in football, BUSTA partners with PETRA organization for the 6th annual Under-18 Schools Football League. Ghana Beverages Inc., GBI, through its flagship soft drink brand BUSTA, is proud to be a part sponsor of the 6th annual Republic Bank Under-18 Schools League Football Tournament 2025, organized by the PETRA organization. The tournament kicks off on October 19 and will continue over a 7-week period, culminating on November 30. It will bring together some of Guyana's most promising young footballers from schools all across the nation, fostering teamwork, discipline, and sportsmanship both on and off the field. GBI, via the BUSTA brand, will maintain a strong presence at the match venues to celebrate the spirit of local football, committing to a value of over $1.1 million in support via cash, branded uniforms for players and coaches, and refreshments throughout the tournament. This year's league will feature the Abram Zool Secondary School, the 3 Mile Secondary School, President's College, West Ramveld Secondary, Charlestown Secondary, Dolphin Secondary, and the defending champions, Chase Academic Foundation. The winning team, along with the second place side, will earn the right to face teams from Suriname, Brazil, Jamaica, and Trinidad in the highly anticipated KFC Goodwill International Football Series set for December. Moving into cycling, the second annual Percy Papp Boyce Memorial Cycle Race in honor of one of Guyana's cycling greats was held on Sunday, October 12, 2025. Organized by the Flying Ace Cycle Club under the patronage of the Boyce family, the 33.5-mile race began along Delft Street and featured top local riders as well as emerging young talents. The event, held on the second anniversary of Boyce's passing, served as both a spirited competition and a heartfelt tribute to his lifelong dedication to cycling, mentorship, and community development. Jamal John claimed top honors overall with a time of 2 hours, 15 minutes, and 25 seconds, followed by Samuel Hines, Segun Hubbard, Christopher Griffith, Kwame Ridley, and Andy Rajkumar. Category winners included Segun Hubbard in the Open Veterans category, Junior Niles in the Over 50 category, and Amari Joseph in the Juniors category. During the closing ceremony, event coordinator and son of the late Percy Boyce, Mr. Riyad Boyce, sincerely thanked the participants, volunteers, sponsors, and supporters who helped make the event a success. Into badminton, Team Guyana is set to compete at the 16th Suriname International Badminton Tournament. Guyana's badminton warriors are poised to make a bold statement at the 16th Suriname International 2025, slated for November 12 to 16 at the Ring Sports Center in Paramaribo, Suriname. The prestigious event, which offers a total prize of $5,000 is sanctioned under the Badminton World Federation International Series category and is part of the Pan Am badminton circuit. Though the official entry list has not yet been publicized on the Badminton World Federation's portal, Guyana's Badminton Association is expected to field its full-strength contingent, combining experience and youth to represent the nation across singles, doubles, and mixed doubles categories. Veteran players such as Priyana Ramdani and Narayan Ramdani, as well as newly crowned senior men's champion Akili Haynes, are very likely to lead the charge, bringing depth and international exposure to Guyana's squad. Emerging talents may also get the opportunity to shine on the regional stage. Guyana's strategy will likely center on disciplined play, stamina, and tactical awareness to compete against strong contenders from across the Americas. And finally, in cricket, action resumed on Tuesday in the 2025 Queensway Security Inc. Senior Men's Inter-County Tournament as defending champions took on the GCB Select 11 at the Edmore Ground on the east coast of Demerara. After winning the toss and electing to bat first, the GCB Select 11 were bowled out for just 185 in exactly 50 overs. National all-rounder Ronaldo Ali Mohammed picked up 4 for 53 and Jonathan Van Lang 3 for 36 as Brandon Jaikaran looked good for 26 and the captain Romeo Dionarine showed a glimpse of his class to secure a maiden senior inter-county half-century with a top score of 52. When Demerara responded, Jaden Dowlin picked up the solitary wicket of Urshadeva Balgabin for 27, but it was a remarkable batting display from both the captain Matthew Nandu, who brought up his maiden inter-county century and remained unbeaten on 103, as well as Raymond Perez, who scored an unbeaten 51, which propelled Demerara to 188 for 1 and a commanding 9-wicket victory. That's it for this edition of the HGP TV Sports Pulse. I'm Delwyn Neblett, reminding you to stay in the game.
UK government to work with small island developing states on climate resiliency, says High Commissioner Miller. International Business Conference attracts local business interest. Pigeon infestation at BV primary schools sparks health fears. Politicians call for urgent action. Government to pursue compensation after damage to median leading to new Demerara River Bridge. And in sport, BUSTA partners with PETRA organization for 6th annual Under-18 Schools Football League. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Travis Chase. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.